Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. Youngkin wins. What an extraordinary evening. Not just for Republicans, but for this country. I am so encouraged, I can't even tell you. And then on top of that, New Jersey, of all places, their gubernatorial race is less than 1 point difference. 1% less than 1%. I'm absolutely astounded and delighted. And here in upstate New York in Binghamton, I'll be 65 in 2 weeks. And this is the first time in my lifetime, maybe even a century, 100 years, where an outgoing mayor was not replaced with the opposing political party. In this case, Rich David, the current mayor, is term limited out at 8 years. And his deputy mayor was running against a very well-known and very well-funded Democrat. His dad, the Democrat, was mayor back in the 60s. Who I liked a lot when Democrats were normal. And the Republican won. First time in a century. I'm absolutely beside myself with delight. And here is the Fox official with Shannon Bream and Bill Hemmer. This is amazing to me. Absolutely astounding. I can't even, I'm almost speechless in a way. Almost speechless. And here it is. Now, I predicted 52 to 48. So I was off by 0.4 of a point. I had not factored in the third party candidate. I forget who it was, nor does anybody care. So I was off by 1.1 points with the Republican, and I was only off by 0.4 points for the Democrat. And they played dirty, the Democrats, the progressive Democrats, like they always do. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Racist, racist, racist. McAuliffe said several times in interviews, parents shouldn't have any say what their kids learn in school. And anybody that's against CRT, that's a dog whistle. And they're all racist. These people suck. And normally, they don't lose places like Virginia. But this time, the good guys won. Youngkin has never run for political office ever. He spent most of his childhood in Virginia Beach, where my daughter, my son-in-law, my granddaughter live. You don't know how delighted I am to know that she turns 3 in February. This coming February, she'll be in school when Youngkin is still governor. You have no idea how delighted I am. No idea. So I got a little bit of skin in the game. And I'll be going down there in the next few weeks, swing around on my trip to Tennessee, see a close friend of mine, where I'm seriously considering moving, even though I don't want to. It's getting so bad up here in upstate New York, and it's a beautiful country. Beautiful area. It's so gorgeous. So many natural resources. But unfortunately, we're attached to New York, but I don't want to digress too much here. Let's listen to, we'll get a picture of Youngkin. That's him giving his acceptance speech. You see it's 1:19 in the morning Eastern time. It's later than that here now. And I really don't care. I stayed up late just to do this video, just to get it out. And let's listen to his speech.
Fun. How much fun? First of all, thank you all for waiting a few minutes longer than we thought to. Breakfast will be served shortly.
What a good guy. He really is.
Amazing. God. Well, first, let me thank Suzanne. Just,
I think people realize the support of your spouse is really important.
I have said many, many times that the Lord knew what he was doing because I need her a lot more than she needs me. When I told you on that fateful Friday afternoon that a conviction had come over my heart to go serve Virginians, you did respond. You responded with grace. You responded with support. You responded with unconditional love.
It's amazing. It really is. And towards the end of the race, Democrats do their usual thing. Racist, 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 white supremacists. He's tied with Donald Trump. They're connected at the hip. And Donald Trump is a racist, we all know. Racist, racist, racist. Well, this woman, this individual, is now the lieutenant governor-elect for the Commonwealth of Virginia, the first black woman ever to be lieutenant governor. Ever. With Youngkin. Ex-Marine, that's her husband behind her, also an ex-Marine, and flanking them are their two children, their two girls. Now, she gave a speech about how America is the land of opportunity. Her father came from Jamaica in 1963 with $1.75 in his pocket. $1.75. And she asked him why he came to the U.S. in 63. Wasn't exactly the most welcome place for non-whites, especially foreigners. And he said, America is the land of opportunity. It is the land of dreams. You work hard, you can get the American dream. And she said he took any job he could, put himself through college at night, and now he's retired very comfortably. She came 6 months later from Jamaica and wasn't even a citizen when she enlisted in the Marine Corps because she loved the country, was willing to put her life on the line for it. This is what America's all about, not the lies that the progressive Democrats tell you. This is Virginia. This is Virginia doing this. The racism card is done. Only the fools and the cult members will believe it now. Only them. Only them. It's ridiculous. I just was so delighted. What a great speech she gave. Absolutely great speech. She seems like an extraordinary woman. Extraordinary. And there's with 97% in, and there's her giving the speech. Winsome Sears, lieutenant governor candidate, now lieutenant governor-elect. See, that's the problem. She came from another country when she was young. And all these foreigners that come here appreciate America. These progressive Democrats hate this country. They try to keep non-white people in line by telling them the whole world outside the Democrat Party is out to get them, out to keep them down. Racist, racist, racist. The white supremacists are lurking around every corner. What a crock. And I'm going to say it straight out. It's bullshit. Plain and simple. I am so delighted tonight that finally the good guys won. And I'm going to leave with a picture of Leo Terrell. Leo is a former, I believe he's still a civil rights attorney. He was ultra liberal. I remember Leo for years. Used to argue in Fox all the time. In about a year and a half or so, when the Democrats started telling lie after lie after lie concerning Trump, and now hundreds of thousands of non-white people, black people were getting jobs, the best economic numbers for black people in almost 100 years, and the Democrats got scared. They had to start telling lies. Trump's a white supremacist. Trump's this, Trump's that. What a crock of BS. And Leo finally said enough. He finally said enough. And then the 2 impeachments came, and he was just like, you got to be out of your minds. The Democrats are using us like chumps, like we're children. And this is what Leo had to say tonight.
I'll be very simple. Listen, the race card is dead. At the last minute, out of desperation, McAuliffe tried to use the race card. And I want to make sure this is clear. They tried to use the race card. This was about education. This was about parents' rights. And the race card is no longer applicable. And I would suggest to the Democrats, they need to go back to the drawing board, because it's people like myself have left the Democratic Party because when they don't have ideas, when they don't play with facts, they throw up the race card. And that is a surrender sign. When they use the race card, it's a surrender, because they have no facts. They have no argument. They're trying to get you to be divisive. And the people of Virginia, and hopefully the people in New Jersey, have spoken that we reject the race card. We want issues involving our kids. We do not want critical race theory. We want to have people govern us and give us our liberty and freedom. And that's what you see in Virginia right now.
Good for you, Leo. Good for you. You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. And McAuliffe is like the poster child for these scumbags. And they're like a wounded animal. They're lashing out. The Democratic Party is self-destructing, imploding, if you will. But the problem is, though, they still have a lot of power. And they still have a lot of control over people around the country. And like a wounded animal, they're going to lash out. They're going to lash out. And God knows what harm they're going to cause. Because that's what wounded animals do. They act on instinct alone. And their instinct is to call everybody a racist. Everybody. Even if you're black, you're a white supremacist. These people are nuts. And McAuliffe, who's not even from Virginia, he's from upstate New York where I live, for Pete's sake, from what I understand. A Hillary Clinton clone. Well, you know what? You ran into a good candidate. In your arrogance, by telling parents they can't tell their kids what to be taught, you have no business interfering. Anybody that doesn't believe in CRT is a racist. It's a dog whistle. And we don't teach CRT in Virginia schools. Well, technically, he's right. They don't teach the course to elementary kids because elementary children don't take college courses. It's critical race theory, like gender studies. And if you remember, in the early 1900s, eugenics was huge and taught at all the major universities by professors, had courses. Those were all Democrats as well. But the fundamentals of CRT are being taught. The nuts and bolts of it, not the course itself. Even Williams there on Fox said, well, CRT isn't being taught in schools, and technically they're right, and they know it's a con. They know it's slipping between the cracks. The fact of the matter is they're teaching the fundamental principles of CRT without teaching the real course. And they know that because the last 50 plus years, that divisiveness, using black people for political power, has worked brilliantly for them. Brilliantly. I'm hoping this is the beginning of the end for the Democrat Party. Do I say that? Do I want them to be destroyed because I used to be a Democrat, local elected official, and left the party? No. I hope the Democrats crash and burn, and they pick themselves up through the ashes, rebuild their party so they're a viable party as they were at one time. A viable party to the Republicans. Two strong, viable parties are best for the country. But right now, the tide is turning. Maybe this is a red wave instead of a red tide. It's less than 1% difference in New Jersey. I can't even tell you how delighted I am. This is extraordinary. So stay tuned. McAuliffe is lining up lawyers. We'll see if they try to steal this. I probably shouldn't use that word, but I'm being so badly shadow banned. Who cares? Anyway, folks, here we are. What an extraordinary night for Republicans, and what an extraordinary night for Republicans here in my local hometown, which matters to me a great deal. Even if I don't decide to live here, I still wish for its success. For the tons of family members, relatives, cousins, relations that I have in the area, and all old friends, I want them to all succeed and live in a decent place. So there it is. The nasty, ridiculous, lying, racist, progressive Democrats have lost. And nobody could be happier than I. And I'll say what I usually say, but with a little bit more joy. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.